Great Debaters Contest is brought to you by Safaricom M-Pesa. The Great Debaters Contest 2016 registration is now open. Teachers or school administrations should register on www.greatdebaterscontest.com/register.
Welcome to Season 6 of the Great Debaters Contest. The Nairobi region is heating up and we're glad you could join us for some exciting debates. I am your host, Mariam Bishar.
And I am Austin Yumbok. Our motion today is a cashless economy will lead to increased savings. Tackling this decisive motion, we have Riara Springs versus Loreto Convent, Msongari. Let the debate magic flow.
Proposer number 1, you have the floor. You have 3 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a cash economy, and this is a cashless economy. Savings. These are incomes that are spent, that are not spent, but kept aside. Tabuke Rose from Loreto Convent, Msongari. Now, these savings are either kept in deposit accounts, pension accounts, investment funds, or for those living in the dangerous sides of town, in their socks. Now, my team and I have decided to break down the economy into two. Macro and micro. Macro being the government and micro being organizations, companies, and individuals. Micro individuals, companies can use online cashless schemes. An example of an online cashless scheme in Kenya is ESOS. Now, these cashless schemes enable them to be able to invest and keep check of their stock exchange, ladies and gentlemen. They can be able to keep track of their profits. They can be able to know, am I going on a loss or am I gaining the money that I'm putting in? Time saving. Money is time and time is money. As a business student, I am aware that savings can not only be categorized as money, but also as time. We save a lot of time when we use a cashless system of getting money. How, ladies and gentlemen? There's online shopping and there's bill payment through mobile transactions. We can be able to pay electronic bills through the mobile transaction. We can be able to pay water bills. We can be able to pay for our DSTV if you have those cables, ladies and gentlemen. My third point, as noted in MasterCard, one of the leading money transaction companies, cash is considered less secure than credit cards. For instance, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a wallet full of money and it is stolen, will you be able to recover this money? Not likely. But if you have a card, this card, and it is stolen, ladies and gentlemen, by just one call, you can be able to call your bank to freeze the account to prevent the criminal from accessing your money. Now, I'll take you back to 2012 to 2013. The G4S vans that were transporting money lost 2 million shillings. 2 million shillings, ladies and gentlemen. And you know how much they used to recover that money? 700,000. Which they were not able to get at the end of the day. Now, wouldn't they have saved this money, this 2 million shillings, and this 700,000 shillings if they were using a cashless system? Now, you can either have good manners or bad manners. But if you're mannerless, it means you have none. Ladies and gentlemen, a cash economy will lead us into having mannerless behaviors, ladies and gentlemen. Petty theft, mannerless. Counterfeit money, mannerless. Thank you.
Riara Springs, you have 3 minutes for your opening statements.
Waswahili husema, kipya kinyemi ingawa kidonda. Everyone seems to be rushing for what they called greener pastures. But in my opinion, the grass is not always greener on the other side. It is green where you water it. What is cashless? Cashless is working without liquid money. What is economy? Economy is the relationship between production, trade, and supply of money in a particular region or country. What is increase? Increase is to become or make something more in value or number. What is saving? In my opinion, saving is an amount of something such as time, money, or other resources which you do not need to use or spend at a particular time. The first proposer stated that a cashless economy is time-saving. But what if your internet crashes or your computer crashes or the credit card machine does not work? It will cost you time which you could have used to do something else. According to the Arabian Journal of Business Management, Review, Volume 9, it will be expensive for the government to switch to a cashless economy, as most developing countries do not have the necessary infrastructure to undertake such a switch. They will hence need more funds, which will lead them to further debts. For example, in Kenya, some of our Kenyans, about 60 to 70%, live below the poverty line. So if we use a great amount of money to bring forth a cashless economy, will be causing more Kenyans to go at a loss, which in the end of the day does not help anyone. Second, while phasing out liquid money, people will lose money that they have stored in banks because their interest rates will become negative. For example, according to the Business Mint, Swedish banks have incurred interest rates of a loss at about 0.35% to negative 0.65%, which causes the common citizen to lose their money which they have saved in the bank. And that is why I, Ashley Emikale from the Riara Springs Girls High School, strongly oppose the motion that states a cashless economy will lead to increased savings. Thank you.
We'll hear rebuttals now, beginning with Loreto Convent. You have 3 minutes.
There is a fine line between fiction and the truth, but my worthy opposers did not distinguish this. So let me cross you over to the path of the truth. My name is Kushbu Kotak from Loreto Convent, Msongari. Firstly, in macro, that is the government, tax evasion decreases. This tax evasion is when people avoid paying taxes and revenues increase. Guess what? The more the income, the more their ability to pay taxes. It's so amazing. Secondly, in macro, that is the government, they do not need to spend money in printing cash notes and also saves the cost of logistics. For example, transportation and security fee. Designers have to be paid to create counterfeit resistance bills. With a cashless economy, we will save money. As my fellow opponent said, mobile transactions. But for example, we can take M-Pesa. It does not need internet. And for the ones that have internet, they have customer care services that you can take. So if there's no internet, you have customer care services. Let's embrace innovation. Let's embrace a cashless economy. Thank you.
Riara will hear your rebuttal. You have 3 minutes.
I'd like to start by opposing what my fellow debater said, that time is money. I do agree with her that time is money. Therefore, if time is money, when M-Pesa crashes for more than a week and people with small businesses aren't able to make money, then they will not have any money to save. Therefore, the cashless economy is faulty. My fellow debater said that G4S lost 700,000 in 1 year. But what is 700,000 shillings compared to the $1 billion lost in the Wolf Street saga of 2008? What is 700,000 shillings compared to the 1 billion shillings lost in 100 banks in over 30 countries, according to Kaspersky Lab in edition February 2015. A cashless economy has very many faults. Electricity is a critical infrastructure for a cashless economy. Kenya and other developing countries such as Nigeria and Kuwait suffer in that they do not have stable power supplies. Therefore, their cashless economy is threatened. They also face threat of fraudsters. Cashless economies are prone to hackers. My debater stated that one can lose money through the bank, but if someone hacks into your online account, they are able to tap everything. If I have cash on me, maybe 100 shillings, and I have 2 million in my bank and I am robbed, only the 100 shillings will go. But if all my money is on an online server, one which I do not even know where it is, any hacker can be able to tap into it and get the money, although there are advances in technology and security systems. Also, my debaters stated that there is counterfeit of money, but countries such as Australia, the Gambia, Cape Verde, and Mauritius use the polymer banknotes. Now, a polymer banknote is a note that has the biometric ink technology, which means that no note is going to be similar to another note, meaning that no one can counterfeit money and that there'll be no note similar to the other. Thus, a cash economy is not faulty. I'd also like to say that, as my debater Ashley said, many think that the grass is greener where on the other side, but I, Louisa Bam, say that it is greener where you water it. Why do we want to state that saving will increase with a cashless economy when someone will have the money in their hands? If someone has a credit card, they do not have a limit on it, they will be able to impulse buy. Anything they see, they will get. Thus, they will not save money, rather they will use more money. That is why I strongly oppose the motion that states that saving via a cashless economy will lead to increased savings. Thank you.
The Great Debaters Contest 2016 registration is now open. Teachers or school administrations should register on www.greatdebaterscontest.com/register. The Great Debaters Contest 2016 registration is now open. Teachers or school administrations should register on www.greatdebaterscontest.com/register.
So the audience has posed questions to the two teams. The proposers have been asked whether they are aware that the production of credit cards is in itself expensive, and especially for developing countries. And the opposition have been challenged while they propose that we use cashless systems and online systems that are prone to hacking. Are they aware that we have biometric systems? We'll have them respond to the questions now. Proposer number 3, you have 3 minutes.
Greetings and thank you to the gentleman who asked the question. Now to answer it. As opposed to the production of paper money and coins, the production of credit cards saves more money. Take, for instance, how many notes and coins are produced each day and how many credit cards are produced each day. Approximately millions of shillings in Kenya alone are produced every day. Let us think about the validity of a credit card. A credit card expires after about a year, while money is given out today, produced tomorrow, given out the next day, and produced the next day. Let us consider the cost of trees. Let us consider the cost of the ink and the machines that will be used to produce this money. I think if we want to save money, then a cashless economy is going to help us. I would like to point out the corrections made by my worthy opponents. First of all, the first speaker from my team said that the G4S lost 2 million Kenyan shillings in 2 years, and that is just one organization that transports money. It was just an example. And secondly, an organization such as M-Pesa, one, has never crashed for more than a week. And if we have faith in our innovators and our inventors, then I do not think M-Pesa will ever crash for a week. Now to go on to my points. Transparency of cashless transactions. Ladies and gentlemen, a cashless transaction leaves a fingerprint of evidence after each transaction made, whether on the internet or on mobile payments. Now let's take, for example, the case that occurred in 2007 in Mexico. Drug cartels were combated by the CIA because of the evidence that they left because they had used cashless transactions. Now let's take another instance. If Tabuke sold drugs to me using paper money, I would take the drugs, she would take the money, and maybe nobody else would know of this transaction that occurred between the two of us. So, ladies and gentlemen, does it save money and savings and time by using a cashless economy? Secondly, the cost of counterfeit cash. Every day we are faced by counterfeit notes and bills, but how many times are we faced by counterfeit credit cards and debit cards? Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell you that each credit and debit card has its own unique account number. Each M-Pesa holder has a unique PIN. But ladies and gentlemen, does each cash holder have a distinction between real cash and fake cash? I do not think so. Over the recent years, we have actually seen how counterfeit bills have braced the media and the attention of certain forces such as the CIA and the security. With a cashless economy, such will be avoided. Therefore, funds that would be used in combating these criminals would go into our savings. Ladies and gentlemen, will a cashless economy lead to increased savings, or will it not? Thank you.
Opposition, you can respond to the audience. You have 3 minutes.
Well, worthy questions deserve worthy answers. This is Mawasi Mkamwasi from the Riara Springs Girls High School. So we were asked if we were aware that there are biometric systems, and I will tell you that we are. But terrorists and other technology criminals have found a way to mold the fingerprints of anybody in the world, including every person who owns a credit card or who has a biometric system in the audience. With that, they just mold your fingerprint, white as a mask on their fingers, and then hack into your account. It's that easy, it's that simple. And the disadvantage is if you have all your money on maybe an online platform or on a cashless system, you find that it's so much easier for you to lose most of your money. Because even if a cash-based bank goes under, you won't lose everything. But if a cashless system goes under, you will lose almost every single asset of yours. Take that into consideration. Then, Ashley Kale, who is the first proposer, said that 60-70% of people in second world and developing countries live under the poverty line. Do you have any idea how expensive it is to subscribe to and to maintain a credit facility? Well, let me tell you, it is very expensive. So why subject people who are already struggling financially to lose more of their money by subscribing to the system, yet we are trying to make them save more money and better their lifestyle? Why are we trying to contradict ourselves? Why try to improve living standards by making people who are already facing poverty lose more of their money? The proposers talked about online shopping. Did you know that most online sites have non-refundable policies? Then, if you cannot get a refund, how is it that you will save money in case the goods you get were not valid? Then, again, there are very many illegit online sites. We know of the legit ones like eBay and Amazon and Jumia, but there are some of them that are just an online platform created by a conman so that you can go, try shop, and you'll never receive those goods. But it's still money you will have lost because you decided to go the cashless way. It would be much cheaper to just walk to a nearby store and buy whatever you needed. The infrastructure of most second world and developing countries is already poor, which means the investments they will need to adopt a cashless economy will be very, very large. Again, technology keeps changing. You can't have the same smartphone for 5 years, for example. That's why a lot of even you teenagers replace your smartphones yearly. So the technology definitely needs upgrading. It needs maintenance so that we can adopt this system. True or not true? I'm sure most of you would agree with me. So for us to maintain such a system, we'd lead our countries into further debts than they already are in. So the country is losing money and its economy is worsening just because they want us to use a cashless economy. Again, they talked about counterfeit money. We agree. Actually, in the newspapers this week, page 8, The Standard, January 19th, it said that 21 billion was found in counterfeits, but polymer banknotes exist, and it's hard to counterfeit them. So I ask you, audience, why change your cashless economy to make us lose our money instead of have a cash-based system that will make us save more? Thank you.
We'll hear closing statements now. Loreto Convent, you have the floor. You have 1 minute.
I would like to conclude by saying that while each nation's journey is unique and requires understanding of local realities, the benefits that come with a cashless society are universal. They are more convenient for consumers, they are more efficient for governments, and they contain higher productivity for businesses and greater financial inclusions for the society. Ladies and gentlemen, countries such as the United States of America, Denmark, and Sweden have positively gained from cashless economy. If we refuse to move to a cashless economy, then we are literally refusing to move to a better society. We are trying to move into a diverse society that enables each and every one of us to be different from the person we were in the past. We started out by using cowrie shells and beads as a main mode of currency, and we moved to cash. Now, if we stick to cash, ladies and gentlemen, when are we going to move to a better level? Thank you.
Riara, you have 1 minute for your final submission.
Change is definitely inevitable, but why should we go from cashless to cashless? Because first of all, the first form of trade was barter trade. So there they had cashless system and it didn't work for them. So they moved to a monetary system. So we had cowrie shells and beads. Then the Arabs came with coins. So now we have a very good monetary system. But it would be better for us to improve the monetary system that we have now than to move to a cashless economy, which would make more of our citizens to lose their money than gain it. Why subject poor people to losing money, yet we are trying to make people compassionate? Why not help get polymer notes, reduce counterfeit, reduce graft and corruption, and then we have a better monetary system. That way more of the Kenyans can save. The common mwananchi will be able to save so easily in that way. For example, since Equity Bank got their new system, so many traders and other, what we would say, low-class Kenyans have been able to save large amounts of money just because they chose to better a system that was already there. That is the way to go. Thank you.
I think from Loreto, Convent, Msongari, your presentations depicted or demonstrated looking at savings from a holistic point of view, and not just, the end user or the person who has the money, but looking at the whole production process and the logistics involved, up to the time that somebody has the cash and they have to make a decision between whether to save it or not. And that for me was, excellent, because then you're saying, let's look at this whole process, of having cash. It starts right from production, even the design element, and all this has a cost implication to it. And some of that is not something that we would, ordinarily think about at the top of our heads. So you did very, very well.
Riara Springs, Ashley, you start with a very good methali. Kipya kinyemi ingawa kidonda. It's good to explain as well how this, what it means to the people who can't get you in Swahili. You're a good speaker, yes, but also on time, you do not utilize it much. Obam, amazing. Good facts, good cross-examination. You really understood your role. That was nice in terms of team spirit. So you did your best, and I listened to you all through. Kamwasi, amazing speaker as well. Good logic, articulate speaker. And of course, I loved listening to you as well. That was amazing. Good teamwork. Amazing teams ahead.
Allow me a allude to my good friend and writer, Wole Soyinka, who said, the children of this land are old. Not old in terms of age, but intellectually mature. And I can say the 6 beautiful girls on stage are intellectually mature, and I listened to you throughout your presentation. That was beautiful. The beauty of a debate is the clash. Once you begin clashing with ideas, then we have debate. And from the moment the first speaker spoke to the last speakers, I actually could see a clash of ideas, debaters engaging themselves and cross-examining what was said. That was beautiful. To the 3 debaters, wonderful. To the 3 debaters, wonderful. You are all great debaters.
After a heated debate, what is left is the results. Loreto Convent Msongari, you were awarded 74%. Please give them a round of applause. Riara Springs, the judges saw it fit to award you 77%. You are our winners for the debate.
Bravo to the ladies on stage. They're very formidable teams. And of course, we congratulate Riara Springs for that wonderful win. We'd like to thank you for watching and urge you to follow us on all our social media platforms. You can find us on Twitter at Great Debaters EA. Thank you for watching. I have been your host, Mariam Bishar.
And I am Austin Nyumbok. Catch you next debate.
The Great Debaters Contest 2016 registration is now open. Teachers or school administrations should register on www.greatdebaterscontest.com/register. The Great Debaters Contest was brought to you by Safaricom M-Pesa.